Hi, I'm Ariane Nettles, a producer here at WBEZ, and this is 3 and 3, the news you need to know in 3 minutes or less. Depending on where you live or who you are, you could possibly pronounce Chicago street names differently. Like, is it Throop or is it Throop? Well, today I'm talking with Curious City reporter Monica Ang about why there's so many different ways to pronounce Chicago street names, how the CTA determines its pronunciation, and if we'll all ever be in agreement. Hi, Monica.
Hey, Ariane.
You recently answered a Curious City question about this, but why are there so many ways to pronounce Chicago streets?
Well, there's 3 reasons we have some odd pronunciations. I talked to Professor David Dorian, who studies linguistics at the Bloomberg University. He specifically looks at the Chicago accent. He said one reason is because of ethnic immigration. For instance, to Bridgeport, we had a lot of Irish immigrants, and there's not a strong TH sound in that language. So if you're looking at a street that goes through Bridgeport, like Throop, Throop, people just pronounced it Troop, and they also pronounced the street 33rd, Turdy-Turd. And so he said that the Irish immigrants and then their descendants just pronounced it that way, and it kind of stuck. Another one would be something like Cuyler. It was actually named after a guy named Cuyler, but it's spelled Cuyler, and so out of respect for the way we pronounce his name, we say it that way. But then you have things like Monticello and Devon. He said that's an Americanization of these words, and we see them and say them the way we see them. Also, Paulina, we knew about North Carolina, so we thought, okay, Paulina should be pronounced Paulina.
And so when I'm on the bus or the L and I hear the announcer pronounce the next street stop, how does the CTA determine how those are pronounced?
Well, that's a whole other story. The CTA says they have a big group of people that includes historians, community leaders, people who are on their planning committee, also street guides, and they mush all that information together. And so when you have these more challenging streets, they say we take all that input and then we decide. So they came up with Troop for this Throop street that goes through Bridgeport. But then when it came to a Gold Coast street named after a German poet spelled Goethe, well, a lot of Chicagoans, strangely, they say it Goethe or Goethe or Goeth, and if you want a cab to take you there, that's normally what you should say. But the CTA decided we're going to go with Goethe.
So is everybody in agreement?
Well, no one in Chicago is ever going to be in total agreement. But it's interesting that we have these quirks, and, it's interesting to what extent the CTA will mimic what a lot of people in Chicago say versus, I don't know, the way the poet in Germany might have pronounced it.
Which is?
Goethe.
Thank you so much, Monica.
Thank you.
I'm Ariane Nettles, and that's it for today's 3 and 3. For more info, follow us on Twitter at WBEZ Curious City